on. Ha ha ha. Hey! Hello! Hello! Let me chuck some music on for you. Oh, yes! Averiella Sin. Hello, hello, I don't know how to say your name. It is. Thank you, Sebastian. Yes, it is Shakest. It is Dmitry Shostakovich's Waltz Number 2 you've just been listening to. I think it's very beautiful and I can never ever get sick of hearing it. It's beautiful, lovely music. Your dog just decided to sit on you. Kill her. Is that a big dog? Hello, Robert. No. Oh, no. No, you can't hear my Northern Irish accent. I haven't practiced it. And not that I'm necessarily going to, because I think I would just embarrass myself grievously. What foundation, Lou Hodges? The same one as usual. Illamasqua Skin Base. Plain white. Oh, thank you, Miguel. Thank you. Oh, thanks, Natasha. That's... Excuse me. That's a very big sneeze. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Miguel. Thank you. Oh, is that right, Dorian? It's your first time on here. Well, hello. Last year of your birthday, Emmeline. Oh, it's a lovely name you have, by the way. Well, I hope you've had a good birthday. And I hope we can make the last hour of it very pleasant for you. I hope it's been a good day. Happy birthday. Thank you, little boy. Such a weird and great history is the composer for the USSR. There's something, I don't know, there's something about, let's not talk about the USSR. There's something about, like, Russian and Slavic composers I just really love, especially Slavic composers. There's some sort of, like, melancholy in their music that's just so beautiful. Anyway, Grace, oh, thank you. Oh, love you too. Love you back. Hearts. Ooh, lovely black hearts. Thank you so much. It's really good to see you. How are you? Scan. Oh, itchy wrist. No, it's not the hat I was working on. I've actually just got several hats. And I intend to work on all of them. There's just like a big pile of fabric and lace and shit sitting there. I just chucked a bunch of fucking feathers in this one today to make it look a bit more interesting. Rugy Vengeance? Oh yes, I'm going to put some music on in a second. I'm just getting distracted because it's nice to talk to everybody. Craving new videos. Well, Ariana, let me just tell you something. So I started filming a new video and it completely fucking failed. It was a major fail. Like, I could never have banked on what went wrong going wrong, and it just, the whole thing just completely fell flat and didn't work. And I'm like, well, fuck, what do I do? So I'm pretty pissed off about it, actually, because it was I thought it was a great idea, really fun and funny. Oh, Alice in Emo Land. Oh, thank you very, very much. Alice in Emo Land, thank you very, very much. And black hearts for you too. Love, lots of dark love. Thank you so much. That's really, really sweet. How are you? You good? Megan. Oh, oh, thank you, Megan. Thank you so much. Little Jupiter. Oh my goodness. Well, thank you very much, Little Jupiter. I was just about to watch the piano for the first time, but then you got a notification for your live stream. Oh, greater than powerful cinema. Well, I mean, it's not, you're not going to miss it, are you? I mean, have you, like, got it on a thing you can watch afterwards? Because the piano, it's funny, actually, because the piano was it was shot here, I think, in New Zealand, and it was sort of, at the time, and for a long time, like, the only good movie to ever come out of New Zealand. This was, like, before, am I correct in saying this? This was a long time before Lord of the Rings, of course. Yeah. Well, I hope you enjoy it when you watch it. But yeah, it is meant to be quite a classic film. Cheap black lipstick recommendations, Tony. Is there such a thing as cheap lipstick these days? I feel like most of the less expensive ones tend to be quite shit. Oh, Corey, you're still awake. I thought you were going to be asleep by now. Hello. You'll lurk. Hey, Becky. Thank you very much, Becky. Aw, look at you being super awesome to an awesome big sister. Aw. Hugs and pats and lots of lovely black hearts back to you too. Thank you so much. We love all the love. Sharing all the love. Shall I get around to putting some music on, huh? I'll just check on my usual playlist. What song should I start with? Something I don't usually start with. Start with something that sounds cheerful. Well, this is an entirely goth music playlist, so most of it's not very cheerful, is it? Blah, 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 blah. Sorry, scrolling, lots of scrolling. I'll start with something different. Let's start with the Rammstein cover, just because I love them. They're my favourite, and I like this cover. And this isn't goth music, but the song, fuck, this is a nice song. It's Model. Yeah. Cheap black lipstick, you're doing it wrong. Lip stain is where it's at. Oh yeah, I'm very big into lip stain. I've never found a black lip stain, but I've been wearing lip stains, like Korean lip stains, a lot. I actually got a lip stain on right now, but it's quite an old one. They don't even make this anymore. From NYX. Epic Ink. Yeah, Rammstein. Hell yeah, Rammstein is my favourite band of all time. Yeah, I just can't ever get sick of listening to them. I don't think they have any songs I don't like, you know? Some of them I think maybe, oh, this one's a bit boring, but like, I just think it's consistently good. It's beautiful. I love them. No, I'm not playing Engel. I'm not, I do like Engel, and I love the fucking, live performance of Engel because, you know, Till Lindemann is also like a pyrotechnician, so he made himself, I believe he made those huge, like, steel wings that he wears, and he gets sort of like raised up with these, you know, like an angel, with these steel wings and sings, and he has like fucking sparks and flames and shit coming out of the wings. It's super cool. Hello from Colorado, Nikki. Natasha! Thanks for the live, you always cheer me up. Oh good, I ordered new white contacts today. We'll post and send lots of pics in the account. Awesome! That would look so cool. Have you had white ones before? Because like, they look so super creepy. And I reckon they would look so cool on you. Where did you get them from? I look forward to the pics. I'm at Miff because I was going to buy some new contacts recently, because Pinky Paradise were having a sale. And before I got around to placing the order, when I went back to the website and the sale was over, and all the prices had gone up by double, I was like, no. Vanessa, would you imagine the Build-A-Bear launching Elvira? Really? Stuffed Elvira Teddy. Mistress of Fleetness. That's really silly. I reckon Elvira probably makes most of her money from merch. It must do. She's got that many, like, Elvira objects out there. Oh, is that right, Siler? Oh my goodness. Wow, wild. Come to New Orleans, kill her? Yes, I very much want to go to New Orleans. Oh, that one oddball. Thank you very, very much. Thank you so much, the one oddball. Oh, yeah. Hello from New Zealand, Mickey Mouse. Hi, you whereabouts? Geodal, hello. You like the hat? Thanks, Phoenix. Good morning from sunny Scotland. Is that an oxymoron? Sunny Scotland? Wow, John Carr. Oh my gosh, thank you. Fuck. Damn. Wow. Buy a drink for you and Mr. Owl on me. Glad I finally made it to one of your live streams. Oh, welcome. Thank you so much, John. Holy shit. I think they can get us a cocktail each. Cheers to you. Cheers to you very much. And here's my giant cup of tea. I will use to toast to you. Well, it's very thirsty, you know. And, if you're going to make a cup of tea, you might as well make one that's the size of 3 cups of tea. It's really more of a bowl, that. Well, welcome. I'm glad you made it. Wow, thank you so much. And that one oddball, oh my goodness, you're being so nice to me today. Oh, thank you so much, oddball. Do you know, there's an old book by P.D. Eastman called Go Dog Go, where there's a dog couple in which the lady says, do you like my hat? And the mate says, no, goodbye. Your hat just reminded me of that book. Wow. And that's like a real burn. That's a real letdown. I'd be really offended if I was like, do you like my hat? And they were like, no, goodbye. I'd be like, well, fine. I don't want to know you anyway. If you don't like my hat, then I don't want to know you. Thank you so much, oddball. Well, I might have to, I have not heard of that book before. A dog couple. That's really cute. What's a dog doing wearing a hat? What kind of silly book is this? Wow, thank you so fucking much. And Laurie, oh my god, Laurie G! More hugs from Austin, Texas. You're here in Hat Magnificent. Great to see you. Thank you so much, Laurie. Wow. Oh, you're being so nice to me. John Carr, you're most welcome. Cocktail time, my word. Grace! Holy shit, Grace! I need my fan, but I don't have it, so I'll just have to fan myself wildly like this. Jesus, girl. Glam bit. Wow. Oh my god. Thank you so... Fuck. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Heck. Okay. Lots. Here's all the hearts. I can do red ones and black ones, sort of, can't I? Because I've got a wee bit of red there now. So there's a red heart. And some black hearts. Throwing all the hearts at you. Wow, my god. Oh my god, you guys. Oh my god. Oh. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Holy fuck. Okay, I'm dying. I'm gonna stop melting just for a second. And say, yeah, hugs from Austin, Texas. Hugs from Wellington, New Zealand. Wellington's slowly becoming more and more famous, thanks basically to Taika Waititi and Jermaine Clement. We've been watching Wellington Paranormal. You can watch that show in the USA now, I think, and it's fucking funny. You should watch it. It's a good deal more funny if you're familiar with Wellington. Like, there's a lot of kind of in-jokes, but I think everybody can enjoy it. It's bloody funny. I'm glad you like the hat. I haven't worn this one before, actually. It's new. I've just got a lot of very similar hats. Basically, every time I go to a second-hand shop and I see, like, a hat that has potential, I will buy it. And they tend to cost fuck all. They tend to cost less than $10, so... Whereas if you buy, like, a hat base, they can cost about $30, and you have to do all the decoration yourself. So, yeah! Besides, I think they're very, good for the summertime. Not that it's summer, but... Anyway. Oh, Cora! You want to join in the money train? I guess buy some porridge, maybe even cheese. Cora, that's so sweet of you. I thought, but you need money for noodles, and pasta, and probably vegetables and things like that as well. At least you be looking after yourself. Oh, you're so amazingly sweet. Must be like crazy o'clock there. Must be bedtime. I will cheese. We don't have any cheese, so cheese is super important, especially now that I don't seem to any longer be allergic to brie and camembert, or should I say, like, the last few times I've had it, I haven't got a rash, so that's really fucking good. So here's the cheese. A few people saying, oh my god, where'd you get your mug from? That's a good... I don't know. I bought it in a shop years ago. I have a feeling it might have been Briscoe's. Oh, it's nice. Twinings Earl Grey, and I steeped it for a while so that it'll be nice and strong. It's huge, isn't it? Basically a soup bowl. Kevin Chi, oh, no thanks to you, thank you. Oh my goodness. Ah yes, HBO Max, yes, that's where we can see him. Wait, hang on, sorry, Little Jupiter, did Jermaine Clement host a paranormal TV show? No, not quite. It's basically, if you've seen the movie of What We Do in the Shadows, so you know there's the part where there's the two police officers that come into the vampire house and are like, you know, investigating disturbances and stuff. There's Minogue and O'Leary, they're the two police officers. Basically, it's they have their own spin-off, so it's about those two police officers, investigating paranormal occurrences around Wellington, and it's bloody funny. It's one of those excellent shows where, like, all the characters are a bit thick. So yeah, like, it's that same kind of humor. It's really funny, and it makes you never look at parts of Wellington the same again. You know, it's like there'll be like aliens and clones and demons and vampires. Of course, they had one episode where they had like one of the vampires from the film was in it, and some of it's just fucking hilarious. It's great. Have I been up to anything spicy? No. Like, what? Cyberplayer, oh thank you, fuck, thank you so much, Cyberplayer. Your colours are so, excuse me, I can't stop hiccuping now. Colours are so great. Great weather here in Euless, Texas, is that how I say that? Great weather here in Texas, yes, I suppose so. It must be summertime there, I expect. It's bloody warm. It's winter time here, but it's been very, well, it was a bit wet and shit last night, but it's been quite like nice and sunny and stuff. It's been pretty good. Yes, O'Leary Minogue, Wellington Paranormal. You know that show? Ah. I didn't know her name was Karen O'Leary. Suits her, I suppose. It's so fucking funny. It is summer. Wensleydale. I've never seen Wensleydale for sale in New Zealand. You look spicier than you truly are. You do look very spicy. But we know you're a good girl, Natasha. Thanks, Grimlock. It's the 90s in Wisconsin, as in degrees or the years? So I'm like, are you living in the past in Wisconsin? Is it still the 90s there? Ha! I'm so funny. Yeah, Grace with the dollar signs. Scrolling back up a wee bit. Wow, I can't believe it. You're just being so nice to me today. It hit 100 at one point today. You were not having it. What? Hang on a second. I'm a dumbass and I don't understand Fahrenheit, despite how often I try to. I know there's a trick for remembering it, but I'm never going to remember it. So, hey Google, what's 100 degrees Fahrenheit in Celsius?
100 degrees Fahrenheit is 37.778.
Oh, fuck that! 37 degrees? Fuck that! Fuck that! I wouldn't have it either, Grace. I would be dead. I would be damn near dead. I would be in the I'd be taking a cold bath. That's what I was doing during that heat wave over in Germany. I was taking cold baths during the day and doing all my work at night when it was slightly cooler. We worked for Halloween here. Yeah, it's actually going like it's. I've only had this hair color in for a few days and it's fading already and it's going kind of orange and I kind of like it. Like it was fucking bright blood red. But as it's fading, it's going like fluoro orange. And I think it looks really cool. Your Google just turned on. That's not the first time that's happened. Like, you know, I would like, hey Google, or hey Siri, or something like that. And like somebody who's, you know, listening with their speakers on, like their Google or Siri turns on. You're from Pennsylvania too. Pennsylvania, 42 degrees today, Candace. It's hang on a tickety boo. Hey Google, what's the temperature?
The temperature in Paraparu right now is 14 degrees.
It's 14 degrees Celsius. Hey Google, what's 14 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit?
14 degrees Celsius.
57. It's 57 degrees here, apparently. And yeah, it's actually pretty warm for winter. Like, it doesn't really get that cold in this part of the country. I don't particularly like it. Confession, you're in bed with a full face of makeup and 100% not take it off too sleepy. Hey, that's nothing wrong with that. I go to sleep with makeup on all the time. I have been criticised for that. People are like, oh my god, that's so gross. That's so bad for your skin. It's like, I can't be fucking bothered. I'm tired. I don't want to take it off. I'll just, you know, clean it really well in the morning. People can be so judgy. Yeah, it's not good for your skin necessarily, but so? Fuck it. I go to sleep with makeup on all the time. One of the reasons I used to actually do it on purpose was because I was like, well, what if I die? What if I die in my sleep and I don't have any makeup on? You know, I want my body to be found with makeup on it. You know, as long as it stays on relatively well. Cold showers and bath. You have a pool. Oh my god, how nice. It is. I love this necklace too. Isn't it pretty? It's from Alchemy Gothic. Revolutionary. You're so ready for autumn. You have shit weather, but it's been nice in Ireland. 65 Fahrenheit, 18 degrees is the best temperature. Bucks and Boba. Hello again. Hello, by the way. Yeah. I agree. I think the best temperature is about 15 degrees. I always find that when it's between sort of like 10, 18 degrees, like to me that's perfect. That's comfortable, right? That's like, you know, cardigan weather. So like maybe it's not quite t-shirt weather, but it's like t-shirt plus one layer kind of thing. I don't know. I find that sort of, this is not very exciting, I know, but I find that kind of temperature very comfortable. Thank you, Marie. I'm trying to bring giant hats back into... Well, this isn't a giant hat. I'm trying to bring big hats back into everyday fashion. The best temperature is 100 degrees Celsius. Well, because that's boiling point. You're like... I mean, you'd be literally dead if that were the temperature outside. But it is good, because that's the temperature you need in order to boil water for your giant cup of tea. The other good thing about a really big cup is that it stays hot for longer. I'm going to say wet heat, little Jupiter. Dry heat you can cope with. Humidity is the absolute killer, isn't it? Does it get really hot in New Zealand, Diana? Yeah, definitely. It depends. It's funny. It's a funny sort of country because it's different all over the place. Like, parts of the country are really dry. Parts of it get really hot and humid. Christchurch is always humid. I don't know if it's just polluted or something, but like, it's disgusting there in the summer. And Auckland, same. It's just like, just ugh. Auckland's hot and horrible, but it's like far north, so. I mean, I think people from the Northern Hemisphere maybe need a reminder that down this part of the Earth, everything's the other way around, in the sense that the further north you go, the hotter it gets. The further south you go, the colder it gets. So the place I'm from is the very bottom of the South Island, and the south of the south, and it gets bloody cold down there. You get some excellent hoarfrosts. Hoarfrosts being those like long spiky frosts that look amazing. You get frozen lakes and rivers and lots of snow and very beautiful. Not quite like Canada's level snow or something, but it is very nice. Would I rather live in the Dark Ages or the Renaissance, Ashley? The Dark Ages are pretty dreadful, so I'm going to say Renaissance. If I could live any time, I would like to live in the Restoration period or the Belle Epoque. I think the best time for me to have been alive, basically, would have been sort of around about like 1890, 1910, kind of that time. The shit was great. Shit was pretty great then, you know? Most diseases were... There was cures for things. Medicine was advancing. The Industrial Revolution had just sort of started, but like hadn't really become a big problem, too big of a thing yet. So, yeah, there was no wars on. It was a good time to be alive. And, otherwise, I really just like the Restoration period. Sounds like fun. The swing in the 1660s. I mean, there was the plague, but everything else sounded like good fun. Bikmirovich. How do I say your name? BK Mirovich? Quit bragging about your wonderful weather. It was 42 degrees where you live in California, plus you look lovely today, night. Oh, thank you very, very much. I'm not bragging. I'm concerned. I wouldn't call this wonderful weather because it's winter time. It's the middle of winter. It's, what did I say it was? 12, 14 degrees or something like that. It should be colder than that. You know, it is down south, but it's not here. To me, it should be like 0 degrees. That's winter time. That's winter temperature. It should be between 0 and 1, but it's not. I think it's not good weather. I think it's too hot for winter, in my opinion. Yeah, La Belle Epoque. I think that'd be a nice time to live. Hang on a second, I'll just scroll back up. New Zealand equals fierce mild, yeah. What was... Mr. L, did you go out?
I've got a thing.
Oh, you got a thing. What is it? Oh, it's going to be some dumb, boring thing from your comic books, isn't it? Oh, wow, a cutting board. Yippee-doo-dah.
Self-healing.
Jealous of your New Zealand pals who get to party at festivals. What festivals would these be, Zara Black Waves? Because I don't think I've ever been to a festival in New Zealand. I don't think they exist. Goth festivals certainly fucking don't. We can go to nightclubs and party with, like, rugby players and stuff. I mean, there are, like, you know, there are other kinds of festivals, but not the sort of thing that I'm interested in. Holy shit, John! Holy shit. Your birthday, oh my god, your birthday is on Thursday, and I figured I should share the wealth. Have a few more drinks on you. Whoa, holy fuck. Jesus, John, thank you. Yeah, well, I will. Your birthday is on Thursday. Well, we'll have to celebrate your birthday, won't we? So it's Thursday here tomorrow, yeah? I hope you have a wonderful birthday and, you know, keep the drinks flowing. Have a wonderful fucking birthday, whatever it is you get to do. You're just flexing, don't mind you. Just flexing. Alright? I don't mind. Oh my god, whew, it's just a bit overwhelming, really, that's all. I'm like, oh god. What have I done to earn your generosity? Far out, wow. I hope you have a fucking excellent birthday. Holy shit. I must say, there's a lot of very nice bars around here. There's this area, like, there's a lot of sort of breweries and that, so, you know, you can get some pretty nice cider, lots of interesting beer, This is actually a pretty good area. It's nice and quiet. I met one of my neighbours yesterday. She came and talked to me for about 15 minutes. She seemed pretty religious, and she seemed to think that maybe I wasn't, and that, you know, I mean, I'm not, but I didn't, you know, she was all like, blah, 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 prayers, you should try it sometime, and I'm like, oh, yeah. So I was like, I'll talk to you about church things. I don't want you to think that I'm some, like, you know, we're just like the young hooligans that moved in next door, or whatever. I want to make friends with my neighbours. Anyway. The W Festival is pretty cool. Yeah, I'd really like to go to that. Jess! Oh, you're only going to be in the chat short, but you'll be in the Patreon one. Good. I also say, I don't remember the story I found tell you last time, but I have a new one if you're interested in hearing it. I'm always interested in your stories, Jess. I would like to hear it. Alright, we'll see you at the Patreon stream then. Just, wow, thank you so fucking much. Thank you so much, Jess. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh, you're welcome, John. Aw. And your birthday was on this past Sunday, DMHQ administration. Oh, did you have a good time? Are we near town, Lady Laudanum? No, we're not. We're about an hour away from town. Yes, Sarah, it's tea. It's not very exciting. It's just Twinings Earl Grey. I just wanted something with a bit of flavour in it. Can I try speaking in an American accent? I don't know, because I'll get embarrassed. Oh, Rob's memory lane. Oh, maybe it'd be nice of you. My neighbour, I really don't know any of our neighbours, but most of our neighbours here are elderly. And my neighbour yesterday, with whom I spoke, said, most of the people here are elderly. I said, I know, I like it. I said, it's quiet, it's safe. There are no drunk people pissing on my front door at night. Pretty good. And, so, yeah, I said, I like it. It's nice and quiet. I don't feel like, excuse me, I don't feel like we're in danger. You know, you can leave the doors unlocked kind of thing. Yeah, you good? Oh, Oddball! I haven't been on one of your streams in so long, but I'm happy I was able to pop in tonight. Miss your lovely smiling, laughing face. COVID really shafted us all, and your streams give me a happy nostalgia. Oh, that one, Oddball, thank you so much. Wow, and I'm so pleased. Well, that's what I'm trying to do. I want, you know, it has totally shafted us. It's fucked up so many people's lives. You know, it's just been a humongous pile of shit, and it just, like, when is it gonna bloody end? So I think we all need a bit of a morale boost from time to time, don't we? It's not like the only way we can really come together. Yeah. It's the only way for now that we can actually, like, come together and talk to each other, right? Eventually we'll be able to go to parties and events and travel and see each other and hug and all that kind of thing again, but God knows when it's going to be easy and available to do that. Yeah. Well, I'm so glad you're here, Oddball. Happy nostalgia. Actually, I've been watching like a few of my vlogs and stuff from Europe, and I'm just like, that was great. I remember going to things. Remember things. Courtney Place, all the trendy theatres were near Batson downstage. Yeah, you know, if you know Courtney Place, we were like behind, we're about a block away from Courtney Place. If you know Wellington, and you want to know where we were living before, because I can tell you now because it doesn't matter. If you know Wellington, if you know the Cambridge Hotel, which is like, you know, on Cambridge Terrace, we were behind it, directly behind it is where we lived, on the ground floor, so it was like fucking loud all the time. Thanks, Stacey Marie. You mug that size? You do. Brittany, I'm not from the UK, I'm from New Zealand. New Zealand! I'm from Dunedin, New Zealand. Do I miss Germany? Yes, I do. Quite a lot. I think I'm missing Germany more just because I haven't been there for ages. And I miss my friends there. I miss being able to like go to castles and things, you know? I miss the weather there. I think it was a lot nicer. I miss how cheap it was there. Like, Germans complain that things are expensive there because things used to be cheap before the euro came in. But it's like, do you have any fucking idea how cheap shit is here compared to elsewhere? It's like, I can afford to eat here. I can afford to eat well. You know, I can have salmon for breakfast 3 days a week. You know, I can have steak. It's like, here I can have a fucking pot noodle. If I'm lucky. Selena! Thank you so much, Selena. Suggestion of what design you should have your nails done as. Oh my god. That's the thing, it's like infinite choices, isn't there? I'm a wee bit boring when it comes to nails. I always do mine like the same, right? But depends what you're getting done, right? If you're getting acrylics done, I think like, you know, like a sort of vampiric black and red ombre looks really cool. But if you're getting like a fancy design, maybe you could like do, you know, Google image search or look on Pinterest or something for a bit of inspiration. Ask your nail technician what they're able to do. Oh, kitchen! Hey, you just popped in. You couldn't sleep. Bugger. Yeah, no, good. You were right, apart from not being able to sleep. Oh, wow, Kim, thank you. Far out. Thank you. Every night, my word. Netflix or Hulu. We don't have Hulu in this country. And I haven't had Netflix for, well, it's been like a year or something since we've had Netflix. So, no, I'm afraid no suggestions. Come together like the Beatles. Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, Kenshin. Hey, how are you guys? Thank you very much, Kenshin. No, we're okay. We're alright. I've been repairing my car because I was too cheap to go to the panel beater. I went to the panel beater and I was like, holy fuck, I'm not paying that for a dent. So I've been trying to fix it myself. It's been one of the most challenging things I've ever done. I've been filming it. So the video I was supposed to have done this last week didn't work out. I said that before. It completely fell flat and major fail, and I'm like, well, fuck. So now I'm just like furiously trying to record something new, and I've been doing this like car repair thing, and I thought I'll turn that into a video adventure. Cheers! I also forgot to say, I mentioned that you're like an adopted mum to me. The therapist you're seeing with a friend just thought you'd share. Oh, that's lovely. Well, I did say that, didn't I? I was like, I'll be your adoptive mum. You know, I care about you. I want you to be alright. And I do think it's good that you're seeing a therapist and with a friend. I think it's sort of helpful to have a friend with you when you go to these things. It's not just something you're doing on your own. You're so sweet, Jess. Thanks for sharing. Oh, thank you very much, Rachel. Cheers. Cheers. I better drink this before it gets cold. Well, it's not cold yet, but it's got that feeling of like, it's like cooling down. A VPN for Hulu. We do have a VPN actually. I've never used Hulu. I don't actually. Sounds great. I know. Sorry, Selena. It's not like super good suggestion, is it? But I'm not very creative. I always just go to if I go to the nail salon, I'll just be like, black and pointy, please. No. Hey, Jesus freak. Oh, thank you. I hope you're doing well too. You're gonna eat bread because bread good. Bread is good. Bread is pretty good. There's some stuff I don't miss about Germany. Speaking of bread, I do miss the bread. I miss how cheap it was. I miss the nice firm bread they have. I don't miss the bureaucracy. That was the thing that I hated most, was the fucking bureaucracy. It was a goddamn nightmare. You didn't like German bread. No, it's funny, Hootfiend, because, he was all like, I've decided I like pumpernickel. I've decided I like pumpernickel bread. But what he actually meant was pumpernickel-inspired bread for New Zealanders. And, pumpernickel bread's basically like a fucking biscuit. It's like hard. It's hard and dark. And and he's like, I don't like it. He's like, this isn't pumpernickel. I'm like, this is pumpernickel. It's not super. Okay, all the bread that's made in New Zealand is for New Zealanders. It's like, you know, inspired by whatever it's called. How are things? Am I back in Scotland yet, Sweet Pea? No, I would like to be, but that's like impossible. So yeah. I'm thinking like, how the fuck do I go about getting my stuff back? I haven't heard back from my landlord, and I don't know. Anyway, would I travel to Japan next with a vlog, Lisa? I've twice been to Japan, but it was a jolly long time ago. I would very much like to go back to Japan. Of course I would vlog it. But where I do want to go that I haven't been before is Korea. I really want to go to Korea, and I think Korea is like more or less COVID-free-ish, so it might be like actually okay to go to Korea. New Zealand bagels. We have bagels, but they're not like a big thing here. Lisa Shern, thank you very much. Cheers. Thank you so much. Oh. Maybe I didn't need one quite this big. Thank you, Kim. Oh. Cheese bread. Oh, what's different about? Is it just bread with cheese on it? Pan bread. You were just going to ask about my things in Scotland. I haven't got anything in Germany at all, apart from my budgies. You're in New Zealand and I haven't been to Singapore yet. No? Why would I go to Singapore? I mean, I've been through Singapore. I've been to the Singapore airport, but no, I've never been to Singapore. I've never sort of been like, I want to go to Singapore. But we could totally go to Singapore one day. I guess Asian countries are a lot more, like, accessible to, when you're here. They're, like, closer than Europe or whatever. No, Edie, I don't like coffee. It's tea. It's Earl Grey. It's just a fucking giant cup of tea. Hello from South Africa, JP. Speaking of countries I'd like to go to, I've heard good things about about South Africa, Cape Town especially. I had a friend who said she visited Cape Town and said she had a wonderful time, and I'm like, oh, I could go there. You like water, David? Good. 100% of people would die without it. No, Diana, I couldn't train the budgies. I couldn't let them really out of the cage, you know, because they, I just got them in a giant cage, because the cats would absolutely have, you know, killed them. You had a great time in Cape Town, yeah? Is Sharon here? Where? Where are you? Are you here? You're in Cape Town. Ah, cool. Sharon! Oh, Sharon, I have to say thank you so much to you. You gave me a wee surprise. Sent me a coffee. You're so fucking sweet and nice. It's like just such a nice random thing to do. It's like, oh, hello. Thanks, Sharon. I'll get a couple of coffees with that. A couple of nice coffees. I could go to Starbucks. Yeah, there's one Starbucks in Wellington. There were two, but now there's just one. And I mean in like the greater Wellington district, which is big, you know. There's like one Starbucks, which is funny. Sharon does rule, I agree. Here's to Sharon. Singapore's dark arts is massive. Really? Oh, thank you, X. Do I like cereal with vanilla milk? I don't know if I've ever had cereal with vanilla milk. Vanilla milk's not really a thing here, which makes me sad, because it was in Germany and I drank vanilla milk a lot. I like it very much. Vanilla milk is one of my favourite flavours of milk. Oh, Glambert, are you away? Glamorous Lambert. Glamorous Grace. You have two budgies as well. Difficult to train, you can hold them after 3 months. I'm watching TikToks. Oh, that's so funny. Starbucks fail hard. I didn't fail, Wade. I'd say just it's not very popular. The thing is, there's just so many cafes here that are better, basically. I think if you're a coffee drinker, if you're someone who actually likes coffee, there are infinite other places to go where the coffee is better. I think that's basically how it works. So, like, people don't tend to be like, oh, let's get a coffee, let's go to Starbucks. They tend to be, you know, let's go to one of the infinite other cafes. Gampai. Yeah. Yeah. Coffee, yes. I don't mind, like, very sweet iced coffee. That sort of thing is quite alright. Enjoyed my epic nature vlogs. Oh, great. It is a diverse and beautiful country geologically. Yes, Dory, it very much is. That's one of the, Oh, come back to Germany for the vanilla milk. I would go back to Germany. I want to go back there, like, for many reasons other than just vanilla milk. Yeah, well, Dory, I was thinking of doing, like, I've not actually explored the North Island much. And the North Island is, geologically pretty interesting. It's maybe not as glorious as the South Island, but it's super interesting. It's got, like, volcanoes and things. Like, we've been wanting for bloody ages to go to Tongariro National Park, which, if you don't know where that is, you will definitely recognise it from Lord of the Rings, where it plays the part of Mount Doom. So basically, we have been intending to go hiking at Mount Doom for a long time. We just never get around to doing it. Like, the weather has to be good and stuff like that, and you have to be quite fit and that sort of thing. What's the cost of living like in New Zealand? John? horrific. It's one of the most expensive places I think you can actually live. It's funny, when I went to Germany, I was like, wow, food's really cheap here. Wow, petrol's really cheap here. Transport's cheap. Rent's really cheap here. I was like, wow, this country's really cheap. And then I realized, oh, it's just that New Zealand's expensive. Yeah. Don't even get me started on the housing market. Mr. L will absolutely go to town. Basically, here's an example of how expensive housing is here at the moment, which reflects the price of rent too, by the way. A house in Wellington recently sold. This house was condemned. People weren't allowed to go inside it. And it sold for $800,000. The house we are in right now is worth almost $1 million, and it's just a small 1-story, 3-bedroom, ordinary little brick house. It's fucking crazy. It's crazy. It's so expensive. And like, food probably costs about 3 times as much as it does in most of Europe. So like, I'd say it probably costs about 3 times as it does in the UK for food. A nice example would be you can buy for I know that in the UK you can buy like a loaf of bread for like a few pence, right? Like less than £1. Whereas here you can buy a loaf of bread for the equivalent of about £2 or £3, and that's a cheap one. Yeah, it's crazy. That one's just an example. Oh, thank you, Jesus Freaks. Actually, I do have an idea for a makeup video. How is it compared to Australia? Good question. Well, the thing about Australia, because I actually haven't spent much time there, the thing about Australia is that people earn more there, like by heaps. So the quality of life is better in Australia. Like, generally, New Zealanders will often go to Australia to work. Just because they earn a lot more. Like the minimum wage is way higher, they get paid on average more, and their houses tend to be better. Like we have a real problem here with houses that leak, that aren't insulated. Most of our houses are like wood, and it's funny actually, having been in Europe for such a long time where most stuff's made of stone, flying back to New Zealand was like flying to like a little tropical island, is what it looked like. A tropical island that's cold. It was just such a weird feeling, you know, having been surrounded by stone for like so long. I didn't really realise when I got back to New Zealand, I was like, everything's made of wood. It's like all the houses are wooden huts surrounded by bush. Kind of funny, really. Yes, Rebecca, we're actually going to make our own bread. My mum sent me a whole bunch of stuff up from her house, including her bread maker. So we're going to make some bread. It's not really cheaper, though, to make your own bread, honestly, because bread makers are expensive. Like, I know people who don't eat meat because they can't afford it. Not because they're vegetarian, they just can't afford to buy meat. I like to eat fish quite a lot. One of my favourite things that I ate all the time in Germany was salmon, because you could get, like, a big-ass thing of salmon for about €5, right? Like a couple of like considerable salmon steaks for like €5, and over here it's about $40 a kilo, so it was more than twice the price for the same kind of fish. And it's not like anything's fucking imported, you know, it's like stuff like meat and dairy and that, it's all produced here. When you're in York, you realised your hotel was older than your country. Oh my god, David. That's the beautiful thing about Europe and the UK. It's so old. It's so old. So much human history. It's amazing. Like, and so much, like, evidence of it. Orange face. Your house was appraised at $500,000 and it floods in the summer because of bad sanitation. Jesus. See, $500,000 New Zealand dollars for a house here. It would be a shack at this stage, you know. I was looking at the prices of houses around here, and they all sort of range between about $900,000 to $2.5 million. And they're not... I feel like if you're going to pay $1 million for a house, you'd expect it to be like a mansion or 2 floors. You know, you'd expect it to be more than just like a 2-bedroom like bungalow. Wouldn't you? It's crazy, and it's unfortunately reflected in the price of rent. So just the price of being like living here. Yeah, never mind buying stuff on the internet. Getting anything shipped here costs a fortune. Ugh, it just sucks. And if you want to travel, you're so far away from literally everywhere. Every country couldn't be fucking farther away from here. Even going to Australia is like $1,500 or something. I don't know. No, maybe not that much. But like, it you know. Hawaii's more remote. It's like Hawaii, but more. Yeah, I've heard that Hawaii is pretty expensive to have stuff shipped to. New Zealand sounds like Vancouver. I don't know, I've never been to Vancouver. But I guess Vancouver is at least attached to stuff, and I'm sure you probably have Amazon in Vancouver. Do you have an oven or just a toaster oven? That's a random question, Rebecca. I did used to actually only have a toaster oven when I was in Europe, and I cooked everything in it, which is a bit awkward if I had people over. I'll be like, it's going to take ages because it's really small. But no, we've actually got a real kitchen now. This place we're living in now is a real kitchen. It's amazing. A real garden. A garage. Wow. Good evening from California, Nate Dogs. Hello. Is that right, Orange Face? It's bloody crazy, isn't it? And you fly international, is it necessary to do? Oh, I'll answer that. You don't have to go through Australia first, but sometimes you do. If you fly internationally, say you flew from Wellington, which I've done a bunch of times, you would usually stop first either in Auckland or Sydney. I mean, I've been through Sydney Airport a bajillion times, so most of the time you have to stop first in Australia. Not always. Because Auckland's a big international airport too. And then from there, say I was going to fly to... say I was going to fly to Europe. Say I was going to fly to, like, London. I would probably fly first to Australia. Then I would fly either to Asia or the Middle East, which is the stopover points are usually Hong Kong, Singapore, Doha or Dubai. Those are the usual stopovers. And then from there you would fly to somewhere like, say, Frankfurt, and then you would fly to London. So there's usually like 3 or 4 flights, including 2 long-haul flights, so about 12 hours plus each. And it costs, say maybe like $1,200 or something like that. I know, Angel, it's crazy, yeah? You have cheap Amazon, but Amazon can suck your elbow. Yes, they should pay their taxes if they don't. Have I been to Dubai? No, I haven't. I've been through Dubai. I've been to Dubai airport like several times. I'm just like, I decided from my experience of walking across the tarmac, like getting off the plane in Dubai and walking into the airport, I'm just like, I couldn't go here, it's too hot. I mean, it's a desert mostly, isn't it? It's just so hot there. Like, you know, just walking like from the fucking plane to the inside of the airport, it's like, holy shit, it's like being in a furnace. Oh, thanks, Diane. Thank you so much. Cheers to you too. My tea's gone a bit cold, so I'll cheers to you with my energy drink. Dang. Cheers, my dear Diane. I hope you're doing alright. Nah. So I'm just reading comments. Yeah, I can't stand the heat. I wouldn't mind going there just to see it, because Dubai is meant to be like crazy, right? Like just crazy, glamorous and stuff. If you think Dubai is hot, wait till I hear about summers in Oman. Are you from Oman? I bet it'd be bloody hot there. A big fetish scene in Auckland, Candice. Well, I'm not involved in that scene, so I wouldn't know. Yeah. Aw, bonjour, France. Oh, thank you, Raptor. Bonjour. Your last vacation was in Abu Dhabi, not far from Dubai. What no one prepares you for is how humid a coastal desert can get. Oh, yeah. I suppose it is coastal, isn't it, right? Yeah, that sounds horrendous. What type of music do I listen to? Welcome. The music that we're playing in the background of this stream, for one, is a lot of the music I listen to. Becky, who's an energy drink or frappuccino on me? Aw, thanks, Becky. That's really sweet. I haven't had a frap for ages, and I do drink energy drinks every single day because I'm filthy and disgusting and I need it. Or I can't be alive and think without them. But I haven't been to Starbucks for a frap for a long time. Diana, the nails are doing alright, actually. I cracked this one, but that was my own fault because I was kind of picking at it, and so there's a wee chunk out of it. But the rest of it's fine. So far so good, which is amazing because I've been doing like car bumper repair. So I've been using like hammers and sanding an electric sander, that's the one. And you know, a lot of stuff that should fuck your nails. Oh yeah, I bet you have numerous Starbucks in California. I remember, I mean, I've seen them. I know New York's the other side of the country, but I remember walking through New York and being like, have I already been this way? Am I going around in circles? No, there's actually just a Starbucks like every couple of blocks. There's so many of them, I couldn't believe it. I mean, Starbucks is nice, I like Starbucks. But Mr. L describes Starbucks as being coffee for people who don't like coffee. So, it's got quite a nice taste, I reckon. So, if I get coffee, I'll usually get it from Starbucks. I don't know. I don't know, Natasha. Okay, like, I have never fixed a bumper before. Basically, like, this car has got tinted windows at the back. All around the back. And at night, you can't see shit. And I'd never pranked a car before in my life, and I managed to back into a fence. And I was like, well, I don't fucking believe it. Anyway, so it was a wee bit munched around the tail light. And the tail light's cracked. So I've removed the tail light and I'm going to replace the plastic in it, the resin. So I've been trying to figure out how that's done. And yeah, and I've been I bought some panel beating tools, like a hammer and dolly kit, and I was bumping out the dents as much as I could. And then I filled in the bits with filler that I couldn't bump out, but it's still not perfect, and I'm trying to like get it so that the light will go back in, and it's bloody hard. Cheap Italian airport coffee, you reckon, Candace? Orange face, I've never been to Tim Hortons, we don't have it here, so... Yes, adults be like, don't talk to me till I've had my coffee, sorry I had to. I've always been like, oh, that's just silly, but I'm kind of like that with these, honestly. If I've, first thing in the morning, I'm not like, don't talk to me till I've had my caffeine. I'll just be like, what? And just kind of like thick and dumb and stupid until I've got caffeine in my system. Irish coffee, that's the adult equivalent of coffee. I like Irish cream. It's probably one of my favourite drinks / flavours of all time. Dunkin' Donuts. We don't have Dunkin'... Do we have Dunkin' Donuts here? No. No, we don't. We have some other donut place. Let's make this coffee a little more Irish. I had an ex-boyfriend from Dublin, and he said his grandma used to put whiskey in her tea. Ugh. I'm like, yeah, okay, I can understand putting it in coffee, but in her tea. And basically it was, when some people get quite old, they sort of can't taste anything anymore. Which is why they just eat peppermint sweets and stuff. It's got flavour. They can feel the heat. I'm like, that's why she did it, It's like, oh my god, whiskey in her tea. Timothy! I'm surprised you know about King Charles II about Charles II of England. Well, first of all, thank you very much, Timothy. It's nice to see you. And secondly, why would you be surprised to know about King Charles II of England? I know quite a lot about Charles II of England. I know quite a lot about the Restoration period because, well, I realised a few years ago, I didn't know anything about that part of history. And, I knew very little about it. And I decided I was going to do a writing project. I mean, I love history. It's my, obsession. I spend most of my free time reading about history. And Bonnie Prince Charlie. Oh, yes. Charlie will come again. Stuart Restoration, etc. The Jacobites. Anyway. Yeah, so then I decided I would do some research, and basically I found in this rabbit hole, and it has become my most researched period of history is the period of the Restoration. So that's Charles II, the Merry Monarch, the swinging 1660s, the time when there was something like a 1,000% increase in the cases of syphilis. Okay, not that much, but quite a big increase. Oliver Cromwell died, and basically they were just like, what do we do now? I know. This is shit. So let's get the king back from exile. And he's like, yo, I'm gonna like fucking execute everybody who had anything to do with cutting off my dad's head. Yeah. And everything changed and everyone was happy and the theatres opened again and the horrible time of the Commonwealth was over and the Puritans were like, oh, okay, shit. We have, you know. Anyway, there's a lot to know. I don't know, I've ended up doing more research on that particular period of history than like any other time. It's you know, fascinating. It's a very, very important time in history too, actually. I mean, it's very, it was like the Enlightenment period, you know, like there were a lot of things changed, like politically, a lot of things were discovered, like there were scientific discoveries made. It was a very, very important period in history. Steely Man! Ah, thanks very much. Hi, I'm in love with your hat. Well, thank you very much. I purchased it recently for I think $7 from a second-hand shop. And then I chucked some extra feathers in it to make it more interesting. I'm going to completely cover it in like lace and stuff like that to make it even more interesting. Anyway. Hang on, so I'll just scroll back up. Thank you so much, Steely Man. It's really good to see you. Mon the Scots. Hey, right, Anne? Speaking of the Jacobites, have I read about the Glencoe massacre, Ben Law? Well, Ben, I'd read about it. I actually went to Glencoe like more than 10 years ago. Because of that, like I went there and I found like the memorial and yes, I have. I have and here's something kind of funny. So like the part of New Zealand I'm from is a Scottish colony, right? And basically quite a few years ago the chief of the clan Campbell came to visit and there was a protest. They're like, no Campbells. Or rather, I should say, like, the McDonald's protested. It's like, it's been several hundred years. Are you ever going to move on? No, we aren't. We do not forgive. What shade is that lipstick, GF Piper? It's my favourite. It's NYX Suede Moonwalk with a wee bit of red on top. Katya! Greetings from Mexico. Hello. Ice cappuccino. Cappuccino's not too bad, I guess. I don't know, as Azazel? Like a dame from the 1660s? Well, I don't know. Actually, women's fashion wasn't that great at the time. It was quite baggy, and their hair tended to be quite tight but high. They had a thing that was fashionable at the time called a fontange, which was a bit unattractive. Anyway, clever fee, because you want to make friends with history buffs, but you can't find them. I know, and I understand. The trouble is, I think more people should study history, because if you want to understand the present and the future, that's where you find it, you know? I mean, it's fascinating. Absolutely, there's so much to know. I resent the fact that it wasn't ever offered as a subject at school to me. I did art history, that was in classics, which was like, you know, a bit shit. Anyway, not the same thing at all, but like since I just discovered I had a massive passion for it, and yeah, you're right, people who are also passionate about history are a bit thin on the ground, but the people who are passionate about it, and you know, I don't know. King James V of Scotland, was that James V of Scotland who was James I of England? I mean, I'm not 100% up on all that, but was he the James? He was the James that was like, he was ferociously religious, and did he write the book Demonology? Was that James? Was he the, oh wait, I don't know. Anyway, sorry. I also get massively confused with years as well. Have I ever played Dead by Daylight? No, I haven't, but I'm familiar with its work. Do you think we live in a holographic universe? No, I don't think so. Hang on a second. That sounds disgusting, Harley. People fermenting garlic and honey and eating it raw. That sounds horrible, but very good for you. What am I going to do with my furniture in Europe, Alexandra? Sorry, I don't know. Hang on a sec. Blah, 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 blah. Sorry, I'm scrolling. And not the Scottish, we know how to hold a grudge, indeed. Yeah, I want to make sure exact history is accurate, yeah. I absolutely hate, I hate misinformation. I hate revisionism. I think, you know, things happened, learn about them. Learn from them. You studied history and the Egyptians are really cool to study. Oh, yeah, man. Ancient Egyptians are amazing. I don't know that much about them. There are certain sort of periods, I guess, in history that you find yourself more attracted to than others. What bothers me is, say you're going to look for, like, sort of historical fashion or whatever online, or anything sort of historical inspired. Like, the label on it will be, like, Victorian, Baroque, Rococo, whatever. It'll be, like, a whole list of stuff, and a lot of... I feel like a lot of people just think that, like, everything in the past equals Victorian. Like, no. Anyway. French history is amazing. Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah, I think so, Fluffy Marshmallow. I'm James VI was the first of England. I get really fucking confused. Once upon a time, when I was quite young, because I've always had like a bit of a, I like to memorize shit just for fun. And I once memorized every British monarch. Well, first of all, I memorized all the monarchs of England up until it became Great Britain in a row for fucking hundreds of years, and I could tell you them all in order from like basically Alfred the Great onwards. I can't do that now. I super duper can't do that now. But like I was once upon a time able to do that, yeah. Hey, video maker. I know, Ray, that's nuts, isn't it? Like, that fucking Aliens program is crazy. It's interesting. It's an interesting show that was, you know, that like Aliens thing. Because they'll be covering some really interesting thing. Like you say, the pyramids or whatever. They'll be covering some sort of really interesting thing. And then they'll go, aliens. It's like, well, maybe that's not maybe that isn't the explanation for it. That man's hair is alien. Aliens. I'm not saying it's aliens, but 11 PM severely. That's not too late. Yeah. Oh, I love the 18th century. I love 17th century, the 19th century. There's just so much to know, you know. Fuck the 20th century. That century sucked, man. Let's hope it gets better from here. Ha ha ha. Here's a funny thing about witch trials, Amanda. So everybody talks about, like, you know, oh, the Salem witch trials, but weren't there like 13 people burned as witches in Salem, which is like actually not that. It's actually fuck all. They didn't burn that many people in England, but up in Scotland, they just fucking went for it. I think like maybe, you know, maybe I'm wrong, like hundreds of people, like loads of people were fucking, you know, put to death, tortured as witches all throughout Britain, but more so in Scotland than in England, I think. They're just like, oh, I don't know, you've got a birthmark, you're probably a witch. They just fucking went for it. Buddy Ollie! Oh, thank you very much, Buddy Ollie. What's the biggest hat I have? Well, it was one I was working on, which is about this wide. It's pretty big. It's about 60 centimeters across. It's pretty big. But it sort of curls up. It was a little bit 17th century inspired. Yeah, basically I've like curled it. It's falling to bits because I haven't done anything to it. As you said, Mom the Scots. Charlie will come again. Maybe. Do you know, there is a bloke, it's like some, I think he's like a Bavarian duke or something like that. He's like German, he's a duke, who is the heir to like the Stuart dynasty. And he's not interested in being King of Scotland, but he does visit Scotland regularly, which is kind of sweet. Marquis Design versus Lord Byron rap battle, that'd be funny. Yeah, Lady Lord, does it float? It's a witch. Well, you see, it's the devil keeping her afloat. So, and when they would drown people as witches, there were different things they did. Oh my god, don't even fucking talk about the Puritans. They were nuts! The fucking Puritans. Oh god. God, the fucking Puritans. Fight the good fight of faith. Anyway, yeah, so there were many things they did, but the one that I'm most familiar with is the use of a duking stool, where they'd cross over your arms and nail your thumbs or whatever to a stool that you were attached to, chuck you into the lake. If you sank, you were innocent. If you floated, it was the devil preserving your life. So people's own family members would hiff rocks at them to help them sink. Because if they floated, they would be taken out of the loch, I should say, and burnt at the pyre. And if they screamed while they were being burnt, that was the devil leaving their body. And then their ashes were given a proper Christian burial, and their soul was free. If they didn't, I guess their ashes just got chucked in the loch. Anyway. Wicked 10.24. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you for being your magical self. Well, you too. You keep up the magical self being as well. Thank you so much. That's really sweet and lovely. An orange face. You would love to wear a shiny tall hat and black fake fur coat. Bring your cat everywhere, which would also be black. That would look splendid, wouldn't it? I mean, I don't see any reason why you shouldn't do that. I mean, the cat might have a problem with it, but there's no reason you shouldn't get yourself a nice shiny silk stovepipe hat and a big long fur coat, black fake fur, as you say, and well, I mean, the cat might have a problem with it, but the rest you could do. You should do it. You should totally do it. Kisses from Brazil. Hello, kisses from New Zealand. It wasn't just women who got, burnt and tortured as witches. There were men too. In fact, priests. They basically got tortured until they confessed to it. Horrific stuff. Fascinating though. So people talk about the Salem witch trials. It's that is nothing compared to what they did over in Britain, especially in Scotland. It was some cruel bullshit. Yeah. Planning to get any new tattoos? Oh yes, I've been meaning to do that for a jolly bloody long time. I've always wanted to get a sail ship, like a galleon or a bark or something like that, like a big old sail ship with a tattoo. I do want to get another tattoo on this arm, and I couldn't know what it was going to be, so I'm like, well, I could just get the ship there, but then would it be kind of a difficult place to put a ship, because it's curly, it's a funny movie part of your body. I don't know. Ooh, I made you goth. Good. I'm glad. You want silver hair, but your natural colour is strawberry blonde. What should you do? I would be very careful if I were you, because you can achieve silvery blonde hair, and there's plenty of sort of silvery dyes you can use now. It used to be, now they're quite available because silver is quite fashionable. But bleaching your hair, it might not be too bad if your hair's already strawberry blonde. Basically, if you've just got to be careful, because bleaching your hair a lot can fuck it. It can totally fuck it. So you just got to do it kind of gently. I would say, if I were to go from strawberry blonde to silver, I would lighten my hair gently, bleaching it, and then tone it, because it's likely to go quite yellowy. Tone it quite a lot with a purple shampoo or toner, and then you can put silver over that. Or wear a wig. I used to have a grey wig, actually. I have no idea what happened to it. Oh, the Spanish Inquisition. Nobody expects it. Ciao from Italy, Antonella. Ciao. Hello, Kiora from New Zealand. You hate how people censor history. Oh wait, you wish you got to go to be a born citizen of Britain. I know, people, you shouldn't censor history. It happened. You should learn about it. Learn from it. I don't know, Buddy Ollie. Would I wear it next time? I haven't sort of finished it. It needs a lot more sort of stuff. Oops, shit. Oh shit. And I just deleted a message that I was trying to unhide. Hang on a second, let me fix that. Oh fuck, I fucked it. Sorry. I was trying to unhide it, and I accidentally hit it, and now I can't unhide it. Sorry, it was yours, Angel. Honestly, you can't be wait to get old with grey white hair. You're gonna rock the fuck out of it. I don't know, I didn't like the word fuck, apparently. Yeah, same. I know my hair's gonna go white, right, when I'm old, because gingers go white, and I'm just looking forward to being an old lady with lots of crazy white hair. It'll be awesome. What makeup am I wanting? Well, a lot, because there's not much here, honestly. I would really like another shiny, like, vinyl eyeliner. I didn't bring my mirror in here. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. That's about it, really. Your dad went very white. I hope you do too. Hello, Krimmer. Blue flowers. Hello. You're in your 40s and no grey hair. Well, you're doing well then. My hair's already like, partially white. It's like white. There's a lot of white ones. Harley, I get most of my contacts from Pinky Paradise or Unique, so. Wo's aus Deutschland? Wo's aus New Zealand? Will you go white if you're blonde? I don't know, Coralie. Maybe. You're on Boots' website. Ah! I really missed the NYX vinyl eyeliner. That shit's amazing. Don't have it here. Gonna make white hair look like they're good. Hello from Sibiu, Romania. Well, hello. Hello, Moving Mountains. Crypt Keeper's Closet in Upper Hutt. Amos? I don't think I know of it. Surprisingly. Ah, Cyberplay, you've got to go. Alright, see you next time, Cyberplayer. Goodbye. Good, thanks for being here. You've only seen one grey hair when you had a Deathhawk and freaked the fuck out. I don't think you need to worry about looking old anytime soon. You're blonde, still don't have white hair, and you're 41. Are you doing alright then? Mr. Owl over here, you've got a few sort of grey ones, haven't you? Well, you're starting to get grey ones. I think that's freaking him out a little bit. I don't mind. I mean, I've got like I said, I've got a few white ones. But it's really funny, actually. I remember the first one I found, because it seems to go white suddenly. Like, they don't fade to white. It's like, it just, at some point was like, I'm got no pigment now. So, like, I plucked this one hair out of my head, for example, and took a picture of it. And they've all been like this. Basically, like, the root, okay, so it would be black where it was dyed, and then it would be ginger where it had grown back in, and then it would just be pure white. So it was just like, suddenly decided this particular hair doesn't have any colour in it anymore. 41 and no greys. Good on you, Tara. You have a baby face, so you look young regardless of your age. Well, you're very lucky, Lacey Star. Oh yeah, that's true, Coralie. A lot of gingers do go blonde before they go white. It's happened to both of my parents, actually, because they're both gingers. Like, they've both gone kind of like sandy blonde and then white. Why do I love Cradle of Filth? I don't know if I love Cradle of Filth, but I really like Cradle of Filth. I just think it's good. I think they put on a good show. They're consistent, and it's a little bit nostalgic for me, because I liked it when I was, 16 or whatever. That's why. Silly man, you're only 21, never understood the fear of being old. It's like in the post, all of us seem stupid. I know, tries to bottle and sell youth. It's a very fundamental thing, I think. Just, a lot of what we do to ourselves all comes down to looking, I don't know, basically I learned this when I did this, like, marketing course. This, like, small business course, I should say. Basically, the psychology of everything we do, and a lot of people won't deny it, but it's true. The more you think about it, the more you realize it's true. The way we dress ourselves, the way we make ourselves up, the stuff we do, is all to make ourselves look fertile. It's the things people do to their own bodies, like getting breast implants or trying to make themselves look more shapely or whatever, is to make yourself look like a good breeder. Because at the absolute fundamental root of life is reproduction. And basically humans know deep down older women, especially older women, cannot reproduce. So, like, we want to look younger for longer in order to seem more appealing and more fertile. I know that sounds crazy, but it's true, and I'm sorry if you don't think so. It's true. It's a it's absolutely human. It's like, it's probably the case with all other animals as well. It is, exactly, Amber. It's science. It sounds crazy, but it is true. Noel Fielding loves Cradle of Filth. Good on him. Nether Regions post-menopause. I saw Sarah Millican actually live here. I didn't even know she was here. I know breeders. Oh, I know that sounds gross, but that is it. Like, that is the absolute fundamental thing. Is like, that's it. You want to look like someone who is healthy and young, and that's the main reason for the entire beauty and fashion industry, and that has always been that way since the dawn of time. Anyway, you need to get on birth control since your second marriage, but you don't hook up often. Yay, birth control. Most of it doesn't work for me. Hello from Aberdeen, Spooky Spellman. Hello. Hello from New Zealand. An enchantment with shiny things because it's based on the search for water. Oh, that makes sense. Humans are weird, but it's fascinating stuff. You still look like you're 18th. Oh, good on you, Candace. Still look like you're 36 and the 18th. You still look like you're 18. Well, you're doing bloody well. I spend a lot of fucking time trying to like not get any lines. I've adopted a full Korean skincare routine. I've been doing that for quite a few months now. Talk about better, like, pretty much orange face, pretty much. At the absolute root, the primal core of all that is to make ourselves appear good breeders. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Sarah Millican, yeah. I didn't even know she was here, because I'm not like a massive fan of hers or whatever. She's quite funny. But a friend of mine was going with his wife, and well, they're both my friends. Anyway, they were going to go, and she couldn't go for some reason. I think she was crook. So he just like knocked on our door and was like, "Would you like to come to see Sarah Millican with me tonight?" And I was like, "Okay." So I went along with him, and it was great. It was good fun. Lots of jokes about vaginas. That's the thing about female comedians, isn't it? They have to make lots of jokes about vaginas. It's like, okay. Anyway, what was my first facial piercing? It was this one, Eva Jean. That one. The vertical libret. I just thought they were cool. Oh yes. Oh, you're all on board with the Korean skincare, aren't you? Sharon. Oh, it's so good. I've got like a shelf of sunscreens now. Not a whole shelf, but there's about like five of them there. Dasha, hello from Thailand. Hello. Hello. How's Thailand? Hello from New Zealand. Tempt on Asian drugstore makeup. Well, the thing is, in Korea especially, they've got... and it's certainly not the case for all Asian countries. In fact, some of them just sell flat-out dangerous chemicals, which you should be wary of. Korea, I understand, has very, very high standards for what they allow to go into stuff, and they have to be transparent about the ingredients they put into things. And they do tend to simplify stuff a lot, and there's a lot of products where they don't add loads of crap, like parabens or whatever. So if you do your research... you can find some good products, and I've found a lot of good products. Hello, Sin from South Korea. We were just talking about Korean stuff, and how I wouldn't actually mind going there. I'd quite like to go to Korea. I think I'd just go nuts shopping, honestly, if I went to Korea. I've had quite a lot of friends from Korea in my life. I've never met a Korean I haven't liked, so I'm judging the entire country on those people, and I'm just assuming that I'm going to really like it there. And, I don't like kimchi, but I do like most Korean food. Thinking about getting a nose piercing, but you're not sure. Well, the thing is, man, piercings are fine because, if you don't want them there anymore, you can take them away. But with nose piercings, especially these ones, because it's cartilage, you will always have a hole there. But these ones, they're quite a good non-committal piercing, because if you decide you don't like it, you can't see the hole. Oh. They don't feel very good, though. Love from China, Crystal. Hello. Whereabouts in China? Hello, Grant. I'm good. How are you? Hello from Dorset. Cyber nuts. Lots of lovely, colourful hearts. Thank you. Snake bites. what am mine called again? Shark bites, aren't they? I think I had snake bites, and then I moved on to shark bites, which is like having the two, right? I actually got them done at all different times. I think I'd gone to get these two done initially, and then I'd gone to Queenstown actually. Not that most of you know where Queenstown is. Korean kalbi ribs are amazing. I haven't had that before. I love Korean barbecue. Oh fuck yeah. Anyway, I'd gone to get both of these done at the same time in Queenstown. The lady who did it, when she did the first one, it gushed out so much blood. It was bad, and she actually did it crooked. It cost a fortune, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to leave it at one. So then some years later, I went and got the other one done, and the piercer I went to was very competent, and he was like, do you know how bloody crooked they did it? And I'm like, I know. And he said, do you want me to like do the other one crooked to match? I said, I guess so. So now they're identically crooked. Yeah, and you probably saw, I don't know, like I made a video in Germany of going to get these ones done. So that was on television too, actually. Like, there's a really weird part. If you decide to watch my getting shark bite piercings video, little vlog, you can see there's a camera crew following me in it. I only filmed them briefly, but they're there. And that was a documentary crew that was making a wee documentary about goths, and it was sort of like me and what's his face and our friend Ronnie were like the stars of that documentary. It's called Mein Leben in Schwarz. It's entirely in German. It screened to millions of people all around Germany because it was on like Channel 1 over there basically, and they screened it like every year after that. And they dubbed over my voice. You can watch it on YouTube if you want. It's quite a good wee documentary. Like I said, it is entirely in German. It does have subtitles, I think, so you can understand it if you only speak English. And yeah, they dubbed over me because I didn't, I was there like, oh, can I ask you some questions in German? I'm like, no, I haven't been here long enough. It was a nice wee documentary, actually. Yeah, so when I went, so millions of people saw me get needles shoved through my face. Suddenly you started practicing Korean. I understand Korean's actually not that hard to learn, especially to learn to read. I understand that the actual like letters are actually quite easy to learn. The name of the documentary is called Mein Leben in Schwarz, My Life in Black. I'll type it for you if you like. Mein Leben. That. In Schwarz. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. Can I give a link to it? Fuck, recently I found something that I'd forgotten about. I found a video on YouTube from another time I was on TV over there. On it was on MDR. It was on a little thank you, Nachtweiler. It was a little show called Brisant on the MDR channel. And it was pretty crazy because it was Vicky T, so we were doing that documentary at the same time as this Brisant thing. Ugh, it's crazy. Yeah, Mein Leben in Schwarz. Yeah, why so insistent? Do you not like Cradle of Filth X? Do you have a problem with them or something? I was super buzzed. I was like buzzed. I don't know the better word for it. When I went to see Cradle of Filth in Leipzig, and I made a post. I made a post on Instagram saying I was going to go see them, and then like the guitarist or whatever like responded. It's like, I can see you in the crowd. I'm like, holy shit. And I've since kind of like semi like sort of I've made like internet friends with like a couple of them. One of them, Lindsay, fuck, she's talented. She's left now and is doing like her solo stuff. Metal harp. Pretty cool. Yeah. Yes, that like fucking blew my mind. So overrated. Ugh, well, I don't know. I think they're good. You don't have to like them. You don't have to like anything. You have to. I mean, there's a lot of bands people love that I'm just like, really, why? You know. Wait, why did you have to Google keloids? Yeah, I've got a wee keloid on my ear. It actually seems to have gone away mostly. In fact, I don't think you can even. Yeah, it's barely visible. Never got worse than that. So we're talking about languages, are we? Cyberyen. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I find it very easy to be in front of a, I don't know, there's something about TV cameras I just don't find intimidating whatsoever. You miss Halloween time, don't we all? Bellwether Syndicate, yes. Good band. Found it saved at your watch list. Ah, awesome. I know, right, Cyber, you noticed? New tattoo with more piercing, so much choice. I think, you know, tattoos are definitely more, permanent. I'd say they're probably better value. Check out Leibach. I'm very familiar with Leibach. And yes, Lindsay Schoolcraft, very talented. She's amazing. Oh, thank you, Sorsha. Yes, I changed it a wee bit. Leibach played live in North Korea. They're amazing, and they like never fucking like drop character or whatever. Apparently, they've just got this like this thing going. Orange face, free Britney, right? I don't know everything about that situation, but it sounds pretty fucked up. Jesus Christ, poor girl. When I heard about it, I got that song in my head of hers, you know, Lucky, and I'm like, maybe that's kind of what that's about, you know. She's so lucky, she's a star, but she cries. So sad. Leibach's awesome. Leibach has a song. Okay, Leibach has a whole album of like Sound of Music covers, sort of, and it's so weird. And they have a song called "How Do You Solve a Problem Like Korea?" How do you solve a problem like Korea? You've been learning Afrikaans, really? Afrikaans seems very much like sort of, well, I mean, it makes sense, doesn't it, that it would be kind of like Dutch. Dutch, German, Afrikaans, and is it Yiddish? I don't know, there's some other language I can't think of that are all seem to be very much in the same sort of. There's a few languages that are in that part of family. You saw Leibach in the late 80s when they released Beatles' Let It Be. Oh my gosh! Thank you, Princess Cat. It was even worse than we thought. The Britney thing. Used to hate Britney. Now you would battle axe and run into a horde of screaming barbarians for that bitch. Get on, you little Jupiter. Oh my... Really? Is that right, Cheyenne? Has it been that long? I suppose it bloody has been just about. Far out. Wow. 23 now. Look at you being all grown up. Is that right, Diddy Quentin? Ah, it is in the same family tree as Western German and Yiddish. Ah, right. Yes, it's because if you hear Afrikaans and you know German or Dutch or whatever, I feel like you can kind of recognize some words. Like, oh, that must be what that means. Oh, thank you very much, Anthony. Thank you. How are you? You good? Cheers. Have I got any of this left? Nearly, just a little bit. Oh. Very similar to Dutch. Ah. Actually, I picked up my lipstick ages ago to touch it up and I still haven't done it. Aw. Liebe alle. Oh, thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Let me just touch up the old lipstick here. Yeah. Touchy uppy. I never really apply the lipstick very thickly. I just usually sort of smudge it around with a finger. No, Amber, you're right. Energy drinks do the opposite of help with anxiety. I've had to give up energy drinks a couple of times before. I've had 2 periods in my life of anxiety that's been unbearable, where it's like you can't live, where it's like, you know, like you can't have a normal functional life. And one was when I was at university in 2011, and I had to give up energy drinks and it made a difference. It made a significant difference. I think that was the worst year of my life. It was so shit. Oh no, John, I've never seen that one before. My favourite energy drink is called V, which you get, I think it's made in Australia. You get it here in Australia. You can get it in the UK as well now. But not as much. I think you can just get the plain V over there, but it comes in different flavours and that. But the original green V will always be the best. Hello, Barbie. Oh, you're watching the original Dark Shadows series. Cool. I've not actually seen it. You're addicted to Red Bull and Rockstar. Fair enough. Very good, Steely Man. That's impressive. 2 public emotional breakdowns. Oh no. Oh, that's terrible, Kelsey. I completely fucking sympathize. Dragon Soup. I've not had that one, but I am familiar with it. Yeah, let's put a little bit of red. Hang on. Ooh, do I have a favourite monster flavour? Ooh, I do. I do, Grant. My favourite one is one you can't get here, called Baller's Blend Punch. There's another one which is quite similar to it, which you can get here sometimes, especially imported. It's like a sort of sailor-looking, tropical-looking theme, but basically it tastes like Hawaiian Punch. Love Hawaiian Punch. You can't get it here. It's very rare to find anything of that flavour here. Yep. Just a wee bit of this. Wunderbar. Just like that. Pacific Punch! That's got to be it, Grant. Yes, Pacific Punch. Pacific Punch and like, oh yes it is. It is Dust. Also, hello. Hello, my dear Dust. It is this cold night. 80s goth suicide note. Oat milk coffee. Really? I was excited. I've been excited when I've gone to the USA and they have so many more flavors of Monster. I really like the chocolate one. Isn't there like like a chocolate like protein Monster and there's like coffee Monster and so good. V does a chocolate milk, which is my lifeblood. It costs so much. It's like $5 for a bottle of it, but it's amazing. It's like powerfully caffeinated chocolate milk. What more could you want from life? That sounds great, Quentin. I would love to. They do not have it in this country. We don't have Hawaiian Punch. Ah! Hey, PB. Yes, no, I'm wearing a different hat. And Mr. L said to me, oh, you can't wear that hat. The green's green, see-through. I'm like, this one's not see-through enough. Yeah, I hadn't worn this one before, actually. So. Peebles. Peebles is a place in Scotland. Don't you know? Oh, you gotta go, Kelsey. Goodbye and aloha from Hawaii. Well, kia ora. Fuck, I can't think of the words. Goodbye from New Zealand. Now my, Heidi my. Actually, I'm pretty sure that's like hello. Hi from the Philippines, Kathleen. Hi. Or is it Namihi? I don't know. They keep introducing new things. Abuelita, Mexican chocolate. Oh, cinnamon and nutmeg. That sounds amazing. When I was getting Munch Pack, because they were shipped to New Zealand. When I was getting Munch Pack, I loved getting the Mexican sweets because they were great. They were fun, they were interesting and different. I loved these Mexican chili lollipops. I was like, this is the most Mexican sounding candy. And they were bloody wonderful. These blow your head off chili lollipops. Do I have a favourite candy? I'm a bit of a red licorice fan myself. Kind of boring, but I do like a bit of the old red licorice. Not very exciting. I don't think I have tried any Colombian sweets, Mel. Are there any Colombian sweets that are like the one to try? Brother Captain Tech Marine Wick. What are my views on religion? That's a big subject, isn't it? I can't just answer that quickly. I think people seem to need it, and it seems pretty important, and it can be used for good and used for bad, like anything. I think it's nice for people who need guidance to have a place to get guidance. I don't think it should be used to hurt anybody. That's what I think. Mexican Coke will always be the best Coke, is that right? How is it different? Oh no, Yachek, that's a shame. Burning down churches, holy fuck. Wait, where are you, Candace? Because I've heard that like in parts of Africa and that, and around France. Yeah, you're at France, yeah. Churches getting burnt down. It's like, that's a big fucking deal. Why is this not in the news more? How could you stay up so late but have no pimples, Crystal, eh? Well, it's not late here for one. It's 4:30 in the afternoon. I do have spots at the moment, actually. I've been getting spots in really weird places. I've actually found something that's really good for spots is Cetaphil. Like the foamy Cetaphil wash. That shit's awesome. But I've been getting spots like fucking like on my eyelids and like really random places. Oh, they use real cane sugar and usually comes in a glass bottle. Ah. Oh, hello, Melissa. Welcome. Brandy. Bang energy drinks are awesome. Ah. Oh. Mexican apple and pineapple flavors are great. Mexican soda's great. Mango's your favorite. Happening all over Canada. Holy fuck, is that right, Ray? I haven't heard about that at all. Oh, Sweet Pea. Did you? You don't have to get me eyeliner, don't worry. Don't worry about it. I'll eventually track some down myself. Oh, you're eating a red licorice, an Aussie one. Wily Wallaby. Australia does make nice red licorice. They do make some very nice licorice indeed. Oh, Anthony, you don't know how to tell your dad. Oh, you know, I'm really not the sort of, I couldn't possibly give you advice on that, but it's, I mean, it depends on the relationship you have with your dad, you know, like, and how old you are, of course, as well. Are you afraid of his reaction, then? You think that he might, like, well, he's your dad, he should love you no matter what. You know, if he loves you, he'll love you for who you are. There's that. I know. I mean, like, I've never had to do that myself, Anthony. So I'm not the person to really give you the correct advice. But you know, have you got any friends you could talk to who've maybe done the same thing? I mean, there's infinite people online who could give you support and advice on how to talk to your dad. Oh, good luck to you. Good luck to you and so much love. It's very important to accept yourself and to feel like you can comfortably be yourself without shame. If that makes sense. Much love. Oh golly. John, have I read any interesting book series lately? I have been reading, you know the series Outlander? I've started reading the books of those. It's very saucy. There's a lot of sex in them, which I don't really like reading, but I am interested in history, so I've been reading that. Yeah, that's what I've been reading. Hang on, I'll just scroll up and read some more comments. Do I like Motionless in White? Honestly, Princess Kit, not really. It's just not what I'm into. I'm just not into it. It's not the kind of music I like. But they are very good for who they are, for what they are. I mean, they're good music. It's like well produced, good music. And it was pretty buzzy. The first ever interview I ever did with anybody of note was with Chris Motionless, and I was like, oh Jesus Christ, I don't know anything about them, and I had no time to prepare, and it was a night. It was so stressful, and I was so nervous, and I had no sleep. Ugh, I feel like I could have done it. Yeah, I feel like I could have done a lot better if I'd had more time to prepare, but I didn't. I'd literally moved cities the day before. Tickety boo, hang on. Oh yeah. That's the other thing. You say that Mexican candy is better because they use cane sugar instead of corn syrup. Well, we don't use corn syrup here. That seems to be like, oh, that's just what Americans do. They use corn syrup and like everything, for sweets and stuff. And yeah, so our sweets are all made of just sugar as well, cane sugar presumably. Oh, Orange Face, you're a gem. You are. I must say farewell and retire to my coffin for my beauty sleep. Good night, or good night to you, Orange Face. Have a good sleep and many pleasant dreams. May pleasant dreams rain down upon you. Corn sucks. Good night, Orange Face. Thank you, Zixinova. Yay, I'm here for another 15 minutes-ish. Hang on a second. Ray says, mate, I'd be your friend if you need an ear. There you go. I read the sex scenes between what? Between like this. Cora says, only tell your dad if you're in a safe environment. You don't need to tell him, even if it takes being secret until you're possibly old enough to leave home, be safe. Yeah, it is really does really depend on how safe you feel. If you're still living with him, you know. And Sharon says, do as much research as you can first. Make sure you're ready for whatever the reaction might be. Make sure you have a safe place to be. Sound advice. Sound advice. Wait, hang on a second. It keeps sort of jumping up and down on me. Corn syrup coming out of your ears. I know. Well, that's the thing. It's like corn is like a huge crop over there, isn't it? So like it makes sense. It's cheaper to put corn and everything. I heard they even put corn syrup into honey. I didn't know that. Sad celery. I saw a base on your Amazon wish list. Yeah, I had a base on there for a while. I think the one I was saving up for, which I think is probably on my wish list. I don't think they have it anymore, but it was pretty sexy. I'm like sort of learning it. In fact, I'm making a video about it. You'll see. I've always wanted to learn. I've wanted to learn bass for a long time. John, give me some Mexican candy. It's super available in Phoenix. Oh really? You didn't have to do that. I wouldn't mind. When I first started doing YouTube, I made this video that was like reasons to visit the USA. And I was like, I want to try all the candy. I want to eat all the sweets. And it was brilliant. Like, so many people started sending me sweets. This was years ago. There was this one chap who sent me, like, I think it was 16 pounds of sweets. It was like this box, and I opened it and I was like, holy fuck. And that's when I discovered like so many of my favorite American sweets. And when I've gone back there since, I've just been like, give me all the Twizzlers. Give me all the sweethearts. And I love how cheap they are. It's like $1 or whatever for a box, like a great big box. I don't usually eat sweets very much, you know, but I do like Twizzlers and sweethearts. But yeah, Mexican candy, that shit was good. Something I did like, which maybe the Texans here know what I'm talking about. Something else I discovered was from Munch Pack, were they were called cherry bombs. They were like these little cherry chewy ball things, sour cherry, but also sweet, and they had a layer of chili on top. You know what I mean? Kind of sticky, and it was just like, whoa, wow, they were amazing. Exactly, PB. I'm like, if I lived in the USA, I'd be fat as hell. I'd be so fucking fat. The first time I went there, I put on weight, and like, it was even less than 2 weeks, and I was like, shit, I'm getting belly. Oh, thank you, Laguna. Thank you. I can just call you Wick, and if reincarnation actually happens, when you die, you hope to be reborn as a Strigoi. Well, that would be pretty sick. That would be cool. Eh? If you die. Maybe you'll just become a Strigoi and never die. Don't eat too much food in the US, you may turn into an American. That's not a bad thing. The Steely Man, are there any sweets from Scotland you'd like sent your way? Oh, that's really sweet. No, you super don't have to. Gosh, I don't know. Do you want to know something? I don't know. You can get quite a few things here in the international section now. You can even get Iron Brew here now. How fucking great is that? And it's not expensive. They used to import Iron Brew and it was like $8 for a bottle. But now it's like normal price. I don't know. I really don't know. I should know. Most of the... I don't know. Steely Man, oh my god. But thank you so much, Steely Man. Oh my goodness. I don't know. I found out something. So here in New Zealand, we have something called Russian fudge. I don't know why it's fucking called Russian fudge. There's nothing Russian about it at all. And when I first tried Scottish tablet, I was like, this is Russian fudge. And it is. It's exactly the same. It's just, for some reason, when, you know, when people settled here and they started making tablet, they stopped calling it tablet and started calling it Russian fudge. Fucked if I know. There's quite a few things like that, actually. For example, the Scotch pie transformed into just the mutton pie, which is disgusting, but they really only eat them down south in like the Scottish colony, so like they are easily the most popular pie down there, but like they are essentially just Scotch pies. Anyway, you're so sweet, Stelia, man. Really, I don't know. Oh man, what do I usually get there? I do like tableau, of course. Very yummy. You'd have to be wrong to not like it. How the fuck are you still awake? I don't know. Go to bed. Oh, you're still upset with all of Ireland for the abomination that is Caliper beer. Yeah, that sounded gnarly. It sounded bad. You'd rather drink mineral water, Sir Blazefire. Very sensible. I just like, one of the things I like to drink is, you can get quite a lot of products like this now, where you just add like a few drops of flavouring, and they're usually calorie sugar free. They have one here called Vital Zing. I used to get one in Europe, I can't remember what it's fucking called now, but it's very delicious, comes in lots of nice fruity flavours. You just add like a wee few drops to a glass of water, and it makes a beautiful sugar-free fruity drink. And I like to drink that, because then you can get water in, you can drink lots and lots of water, and it's a bit more interesting than just drinking plain water. Hello from Rhode Island, Andrew, hello. This way worked out tonight so you can eat Twizzlers and red vines and all the red licorice and watch a movie. And let the hurricane pass. Ooh, golly, you lost power earlier. Shit, Brittany. Damn, that's a bit scary. Fucking hurricane. Damn. Yeah, that's like... I just... God. I wish I love eating sweets and shit. I think the most... But I'm kind of lazy. I actually enjoy working out when I do it, but I hardly ever do it. And the most popular post I've ever put on Tumblr. No, I don't use Tumblr anymore. But like the most popular post I ever put on Tumblr made it to BuzzFeed, because I think it was so relatable. And I said like, I want to lose weight, but I also like eating shit and lying down. Like hundreds of thousands of notes. It's true. Hello from Argentina, Carla. Hello. Oh, I love you back. Oh my goodness. Candy. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Candy. How are you? Marza Peach. Hello from Salem, Massachusetts. We were just talking about Salem before, actually. Candy, you're so lovely. Dracula gum in the UK. Red food colouring in the middle to represent blood. That's awesome! They had Dracula ice, like they had like vampire ice, it was just called like vampire ice or whatever in Germany, which I think was just like black ice cream with like a bit of red on the inside or something like that. I never actually bought it, but I bloody well should have. Ah. Have I been to Australia? I've been to Australia a few times, but I haven't been there for ages. I've been to Australia when I was 11. I was there the first time when I was 11. I was so excited. My brain was like blown all over the place. I'm going to a different country. And went there with my dad. And then I've been back twice since with my grandparents, both of whom are no longer with us. I went with my mum doesn't fly. She's afraid. So she doesn't. One time she did make it. So she flew to Australia with us, and we had Christmas there in a place called Mooloolaba. And it was very, very hot, and it was very, very nice. We really enjoyed it. I don't know what it was then, maybe 14, 15-ish? I remember going when I was 16, because that's when I was going through my awkward, tartan plus fours phase. Trying to find my sense of style. I was wearing a lot of mini skirts at the time. Tartan mini skirts. Yeah, now I remember. Oh god. I had this one lip service mini skirt I was very fond of. I don't wear mini skirts now, but I did then. Good if you're in Australia because it's so hot, I suppose. But, yeah, I've only briefly... I was in Sydney for like a few hours. Whenever it was, 3 years-ish ago, a while ago, I met up with Evelina, who I do the bags with, briefly. I just basically left Sydney Airport. She got a hotel, so we just like hung out and had some chips and a nap, made a video together, and that was that really. So I haven't really like been to Australia for a long time. Jessica! Oh, hello from Jacksonville, Florida. We are into a coffee called Wicked Joe, made in Topsom, USA. What would your idea of the perfect dinner and night out, and where would it be? Really like the red. Well, thank you. Well, thanks so much, Jessica. That's a really good question. perfect dinner and night out, and where would it be? Oh my god, if it could be anywhere. It would be somewhere like really romantic, like Venice. But then I've never been to Venice, so I don't actually know how romantic it is. Some sort of beautiful old European city, like Vienna, or I don't know, south of France. And it would be some like really nice, refreshing kind of salady type food, something really healthy. You know, actually I really like going to like medieval places. In Prague, for example, like they have some bloody excellent like medieval places that you can go and get like bread and meat and mead and that kind of thing. I love that. You know, I suppose just followed by like a little bit of a boat ride or a glass of wine and a canal cruise or a nice walk around somewhere beautiful in the moonlight or whatever. Something romantic and cheese, something a bit like that, really. Not very exciting. I don't know. If I could design my absolute perfect night out, I would need time to think about it. What about you? Yeah. I don't know. Somewhere old and beautiful where I can get some nice, like, sort of nice, light, healthy, yummy tasting, traditional local food, and followed by a nice bit of a walk or a boat trip or something. Now you can just hear the She Passed Away in the background, yeah? Palermo, Italy. Oh yeah, I haven't really been to Italy. I've just been to Rome couple of times. Rome's pretty intense. Is that a dress? No. It's just this is what I often wear. It's just like a top with a cardi and like a long skirt at the bottom with a belt around the middle. Like my go-to clothes. Christy, you think that's lovely? Oh good. Dethroner? Yeah, it's nice, this necklace, isn't it? It's from Alchemy Giving. Oh yes, the Black Valkyrie. So you're in New Zealand too then? I've been here for a long fucking time. Is that right, Quentin? I haven't seen it. Prague does have cheap booze and food. Prague is great. It's more expensive than it used to be. One of the first times I went to Prague, I paid €5 for a private room in the old town centre. €5 a night for 2 people. For like or actually it might have been each, I can't remember, but like fucking so cheap for like a private room in a hostel. You know, drinks, beer especially. Beer is cheaper than soda. I remember that. It was something like 50 cents for a pint of beer. I mean, it's changed since then, but it was just like, gee, it's amazing. You'd love something delicious to eat, Sharon Fields. Oh, favourite food? I don't know if I have a favourite food. Something stupid like fried chicken, I guess. That's what I had for lunch. I do like avocado on toast. That was my favourite childhood food. Because I'm a millennial, of course I have to like avocado toast. But I do actually genuinely really like it. With just a bit of salt on top. Hopefully, Vanessa, you can see Venice. I'd love to see Venice. Moonlit picnic in a cemetery sounds romantic. You got proposed to at a cemetery? Is that what happened? Oh, I'm so sorry, Brittany. The Wanderlust at COVID going crazy. Yeah, I know. It hurts, doesn't it? Remember doing things. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Laguna. The best beer I've tried. Well, PB, who's here, knows that I'm not a fan of beer. The only beer I've ever really actually quite liked, since we're on the subject, was Czech beer. There is a brand of Czech beer called Velkopopovitsky and Staropramen. Those are the only beers that I've actually thought these are quite nice. There's also a Belgian strawberry flavoured beer called Fruly. Those are the only beers I've ever had that I've kind of liked. So, like, I can drink a Velkopopovitsky, but I can't drink a Tennent's. Sorry, Scotland. I have visited numerous castles, pencil sharpener, but not as many as I would have liked to. You better have looked at Gen Xer indifference when you eat avocado toast. I'm sorry, but avocado on toast with a wee bit of salt is delicious. It is, and it's good for you. You know, there's this whole thing like, oh, you can't afford a house because you're eating avocado toast. It's like, no, I can't afford a house because I would need to work non-stop and save everything I earn for about 5 lifetimes in order to afford the deposit. That's just how things are right now. Avocado and Marmite, oh no. I'm gonna have to go because it's been 2 hours and we've got to do our Patreon chat for any of my patrons who are around at the moment still. I disagree, Ray. Avocado is not overrated. I think people do tend to sort of fucking use it, cook it stupidly and put it into things where it doesn't belong. I like avocado just plain by itself with a spoon, bit of salt, good shit, lots of omega, good fats, good for you. Wet grass lump. I don't find I'm not one of those people that think cilantro tastes like soap. Good morning, Miss Nightcore from Germany. Good afternoon from New Zealand. Hang on. You have a nice day too. Yes, I'll see you there, Ravenblades. Excellent. Alright. See you, Steely Man. Thanks for being here. If you ever get a chance, check out beer called Ephemera is a Belgian style beer with green apples. Tastes like green Jolly Ranchers. Really? Weird. Alright. Oh no, Pastor Van. Yeah, no, I have to go. I've gone over time a wee bit already. The cilantro soap thing is a genetic thing. Not everybody it tastes like soap. To some people it does, to some people it doesn't. It's like that with a lot of things. Same with like celery and asparagus. Hasta luego, au revoir, matane. 6 in the morning, hitting the pit. Alright, good night, Robert. I'll work on my Northern Ireland accent for you, but I promise nothing. Oh, that's sweet of you, Laguna. I've often thought about doing that, but I'm thinking I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. Of just using bands that I think are cool, that I want to promote. You don't like bubble tea? I love bubble tea. I don't like it with the bubbles in it because it gives me a crook guts. Yummy. Alright, I'm going. Those of you on my Patreon, see you in a moment. I might go make another cup of tea. Maybe not one quite this big. Thank you very, very much for hanging out with me. And thank you for those of you, for some of you who've been really fucking generous. Holy shit. But thank you. That's just been like amazing. Tomorrow I'm going to continue fixing up my car. And hopefully I can get that video up for you shortly. It's an adventure. Trying new things. We'll see. Oh, thanks, Skinner. Right, I'm going. Goodbye, feel well, have a good day, good night, good week, good life, etc. Take care of yourself and be nice to others, of course you do. So, yes, see you then. Goodbye everybody, see you soon.